Hello everyone, Charles Moon here with Prosper Trading Academy, and I just kind of want to give you a little insight on a couple of names that we're looking at today. JP Morgan is on the screen. JP Morgan has an inside bar setup. That's basically saying stock is coiling and ready to move. I like the potential for the upside here, most notably because of this inside bar. But you could see there's definitive support following the stock name higher. I mean, it's pretty clear cut at how nice that trend line is in the short term. Pretty strong, pretty significant. It is basically flagging. It is looking for a potential breakout, but if the support keeps climbing up, and even though we're getting squeezed a bit on the highs, if we just in essence make a higher high, print above 119, I think there's a great chance that this stock could absolutely move here. Let's look at Apple, ladies and gentlemen. Apple is now set to make a move here. Apple has now been trending also in the very short term. And if you look at that, also look at how they have held this gap open and shown the strength, and pretty much in essence is definitive of the uptrend. Why? Well, I mean, if you're going to kind of put in a, well, I guess that's not the best way. You could see that these highs, and oh, there it is. It's just holding. I mean, look at this. It's just going straight, and it's pretty consistent. And so what I'm looking for here is a pullback, at least off of these lows. And if that support comes in, Apple just made new all-time highs. I don't believe that this is a slowdown as of yet. I believe there's more to come. And sometimes, especially lately, Apple's doing this in terms of this upside move in the face of selling. They've been showing strength. JP Morgan's very similar. And it just seems like while they're not following each other tick for tick, the patternized behavior, the strength in those moves are eerily similar. And so if they breach through this level, perfect. You're not going to want to be a buyer. But if they start holding these levels, I'm expecting the climb to continue. And if we could ratchet above these quote unquote highs, and if the market starts gaining strength again and continuing up, like I'm speculating it is, this is the SPY here on a daily chart. Oh, look at that. What a surprise. They did not make new all-time highs like the NASDAQ, but that kind of says something. To me, what this says is that there is greater potential for the markets to make this move. One of the three major markets has made this move. We're now waiting on the SPY and DIA to follow suit. Now, it's basically coiling the DIA. And so with the higher lows in play on DIA and the lower highs, this is what we call the flag. And this is going to be hard for me to draw out. Let me see if I can condense it down. But, in essence, we are seeing basically a break one way or the other. Which way is the question? And if you guys are familiar, you know that a breach, especially if it's a bear flag or a bull flag, they could be good ones. But, I always base it on the SPY. It's always going to be on the SPY. It's because obviously they have the most companies under the exchange. They're going to give you guidance on more of the macro markets. And since we bottomed out off of this low, which happened to be off the 200-day moving average, we in essence have made higher highs and higher lows. It's pretty definitive. While market action may be up one day, down one day, the clear outcome, the macro outcome since that massive sell-off is that we've been steadily been buying the dips and moving up higher. So JP Morgan, Apple, these are some names to keep an eye on. Obviously the tech names are showing a lot of strength. I like the smaller cap tech names. The one name I don't like as much is Boeing. I know that people are trying to rush in on Boeing, but if you're going to do it, it's going to be off of definitive support, which is right here. And then, of course, that 300 mark is going to be extremely important because you can see there was a lot of a volume buildup in this particular range, and it just ties in with that 300 mark. But that's the thing. If this support level breaches, it's almost a sure shot down here. Now, the 100-day moving average may offer up a little bit of support. I don't know. It's been a while since Boeing revisited any of these moving averages, of course, until recently. But if this breaks down, I mean, there's gonna be some panic in this name. It's up so much. It's up so much in just a small period, like a quarter since Q4 to Q1, and now going into Q2. That if panic ensues, I mean, as fast as it went up, it'll go down just as quickly. At least that's how it used to be. Maybe the stock continues to get bought up. I don't know. But the big kicker for me is right now the tariff news, which is not good for a company like this. Better for a company like SteelX, United States Steel Corp, but not so much for Boeing. And you can see they're feeling the effects of it. We went from making the short term higher highs and lows to now making lower highs and lower lows. This is going to be pretty critical. This level 317.39, the following day 317.65, and then of course 319.25. So we get through 317.39. I mean, you could think that 300 is now in play. Keep an eye on JP Morgan, Boeing, Apple in the near term. See how things play out, folks. Let's keep an eye on the overall macro markets, the SPY, DQs, and the DIA. And if we could get back to our old ways, we'll see where these stocks end up. This is Charles Moon with Prosper Trading Academy. Have yourself a wonderful trading day.